You showed up to college for the fall semester. Over the summer, you've decided to major in biology with pre-med tracking. You understand that this career has many expectations. Though you don't know exactly what these expectations are, a lot of ideas race through your mind as you make your way to your advisor's office. Many students don't know the hard work and dedication that goes into getting into medical school. In order for a student to get into medical school, a student needs to do three things. First, push past the prerequisites. Second, learn leadership. And third, master the MCAT. The first thing a student needs to do in order to get into medical school is to push past the prerequisites. Jason Spears, president of the Pre-Medical Society, says that undergraduates need to take a year in each of the following classes: general chemistry, biology, organic chemistry, and physics. And each of those 4 subjects need to have a lab attached to it. He also suggests taking courses in biochemistry, English, mathematics, and humanities. Luckily for our students at the University of South Dakota, the honors program gives you opportunities to take the mathematics, the humanities, and the English courses. Since the person at the beginning of the story is a bio major, he would also take courses or electives in biochemistry and the anatomy courses that you would need to take. If you've seen these courses before, it'll be much easier once you get to medical school. According to the med school curriculum of the Sanford School of Medicine of the University of South Dakota, first-year med students are required to take biochemistry, gross human anatomy, human embryology, and medical physiology and histology. Each of these courses has an introductory course at an undergraduate level, and if you take this, the transition into medical school will be much more simple and you'll be more successful as a med student. In addition to pushing past the prerequisites, students also need to learn leadership. According to directors of admission at the University of Colorado at Boulder, experience is vital. Directors of admission, of course, look for good grades and good MCAT scores, but they also look for community service and community involvement. They want their students to be well-rounded individuals. They also say that clinical work is important because they want to know that you've researched your career and that you know that you're going to like it, because med school isn't cheap and they want to make sure only the dedicated students get in. Over the summer, I became a CNA, or a certified nursing assistant, and this helped show me what doctors do every day because I had hands-on experience working with patients. It also taught me patience because I had to deal with their problems, and I also learned communication skills because I talked to the patients and their families as well. Campus Life homepage of the University of South Dakota shows that community service equals leadership. At USD, there's many opportunities to get involved on campus and off campus. There's organizations such as AWOL, SERVE, HEROES, and Habitat for Humanity, just to name a few. With over 100 student organizations, you're bound to find something you're interested in, and as soon as you find something, you should put yourself into it so you can start getting your volunteer hours. Right now, I'm in the Adopted Grandparent Program, which is a subunit of SERVE, and basically what I do is take an hour to an hour and a half out of every week, and I go to the Assisted Living Center, and I spend time with my grandmother. And we watch TV, or play cards, or just sit around and talk, and it's a nice way to make her day better, and it's a good way to get me away from the dorms for a while and just get out for a little bit. Besides learning leadership, students also need to master the MCAT. The Association of American Medical Colleges describes the MCAT saying it's 3 sections of multiple choice questions scored on a scale from 1 to 15. There's one writing portion that's scored from J to T, with J being the lowest score. The test is not curved, and there's no penalty for guessing. There are multiple test dates and multiple test sites. You just have to make sure you reserve your seat in whichever test date or test site that you'd like. If you cringe when you pay for the ACT exam, you better plug your ears, because registration fee for taking the MCAT one time is $230. Both the difficulty and price of this test make sure only serious med students actually take it, and that only dedicated, studious students pass or get good enough scores to get into medical school. According to Washington.edu, USD's average MCAT score is 10.0, 10 being the cumulative score of the 3 multiple choice sections and O being the writing score. The These averages are conducted by state, so the medical student knows exactly what scores they're going to need to get into the medical school that they choose. You now know, or should know, the basics of the MCAT. After leaving your advisor's office, you now know what's expected of med students. You know it'll be a long, bumpy road, but you're sure you'll make it through. These 3 things I told you today were only a few of the requirements needed for med students, and if it's something that you're considering, I'd begin doing the research now so you can get all the requirements before you apply to med school. So, after pushing past the prerequisites, learning leadership, and mastering the MCAT, you're well on your way to medical school. It's true, the life of a med student is not easy, but the rewards are well worth it in the end.